Hello, everybody. My name is Maria Shiweda. I am Maria the Prophet. In today's video, I would like to talk about Evangelist Bose of the Synagogue Church of All Nations, Lagos, Nigeria, West Africa. And this is the church for Prophet TB Joshua, and this is my testimony. Evangelist Bose is one of the faces, the common faces that we have been seeing on Emmanuel TV, especially on the choir. She has been one of the leading people on the choir. Now that choir is a dangerous thing to the kingdom of darkness, if I may just say that. But the thing that I would like to share with you about Evangelist Bose is a few things that are related to my case when it comes to her. Way back in 2017, early 2017, I just remember this. It was during that time when I would go days at a time, like just in a changed environment, days at a time on my bed. Nature was put aside, no bathroom, no eating. Days at a time I went like that. I guess that was God getting me to fast somehow. That was my fasting. But a time came, I remember I was given an assignment to pray for my family, like people in my family. So I said, because now imagine where I'm coming from. I don't know how to pray for myself, and here I'm told to pray for other people. So I delayed the assignment. Like I really didn't want to do it. So, and then a time came I was forced to do it. Like there comes that force, you just have to do it. So I was forced to do it. I called a few of my family members. I prayed for them. And after that, I was then given an assignment to go and pray for people at the airport. Pray for the airport and pray for people at the airport. So when that and in between this time, before that assignment, I was still just in my own world, just looking at things that I've never seen before. Lights, Jesus, you name it. I have seen the Bible was being read to me. Like I didn't. Nature was put aside. More ways in heaven. Like I don't know how to describe it, but nature was put aside. So, but this time came, it was now time for my assignment, and I went. When I went to the airport, the first thing was because I was just in my own world, I did not know it was Easter. It was that Easter Sunday of 2017. And I didn't know, I was just in my own world. So I went to the airport. The first thing I did when I entered the airport, I felt a force in my right arm. My arm was raised up by force, like a very strong force. And then I now wanted to pray for the airport. As I raised it up like that, because I just entered the airport, as I raised it up like that, people, it felt as if I was carrying the whole building of the airport with my one arm. My arm became heavy. My arm became so, it was heavy. Like I didn't have enough energy to lift it up on my own anymore. Instead, it was under this control, this force that I can't really explain. But I raised it like that to pray for the airport, and it remained like that for days. So I prayed for a few people actually. I remember I found a group of people who were going for the game, sports people who were going for the game. I prayed for them. I was so shocked. I asked them that I should pray for them, and they just agreed. I'm like, what is this? Me praying for people? Like I had to ask myself. And but I did. I prayed for for a few people, a few groups a few groups of people, but they were like sports people. Okay, now after that, because now the thing of my arm was was another issue. So my arm is so heavy. My arm is like it was like my arm turned into some type of metal or concrete or something. I don't even know how to say it, but it was so heavy it became unbearable for me. So I now wanted to like go rest. I thought to myself, maybe if I sit down a little bit or just walk around, it will go down. So as I went to sit down, there I went on YouTube on my phone. Then I found a clip on Emmanuel TV. It was the choir clip that they sang on Emmanuel TV. The where I landed, I didn't like open it at the beginning, but where I landed when I first opened it, I just clicked. Where that click landed, it was at that song Jesus Saves, and it was Evangelist Bose who was singing it. People, for the first time, I sang. Like I sang that song on top of my loud. Like it was my first time hearing the song, but I sang it as if it was the song that I have heard before, as if it was my favorite song. So, and it was Evangelist Bose, um, who was leading that song that day. So, well, I then went on with the listening to the whole clip, and then I found that song that says what does it say? Wait, yeah, I found that song that says He's Alive Again. This was not Evangelist Bose now singing it. It was another evangelist. But that whole choir clip, I sang it. By 2019, like all those years, this was the only clip I sang to because I thought it was a one-time event. People, all those years, I came across Emmanuel TV in 2015. I did not know that every Sunday they had the choir singing for for that whole specific time that was assigned to the choir for singing. I did not know that. I came to know that in the middle of 2019, and I remember I was talking to one of the evangelists, and I told, and that came up. I was explaining. I was like, ah. so so this was the only clip I knew. Like they sang because I thought it was a one-time event. So how did this happen, or how did this come to be? Every Sunday before the church started, I called Emmanuel TV for prayer. And when I called Emmanuel TV for prayer, the whole environment changed. And this happened every Sunday. So I didn't get to watch any Sunday services like you people did. I didn't get that. Instead, I was looking at divinity. I was in divinity every Sunday, and sometimes it will extend into Monday, the whole week sometimes. And that's how I came to be in divinity, like all week, days at a time, nature put aside. That's how that came to be, because I had called the Sunday service, the Emmanuel TV before the church started every Sunday, and I ended up in divinity all the time. So until 2019, until I was explaining that to one of the evangelists, until 2019, the middle of 2019, when I was explaining that to one of the evangelists, I didn't know that they actually sang in the church. I didn't know that they actually had a sermon every single Sunday. People, it's so, I don't know how to explain it, but I just, and it never occurred to me because I was never really in my own mind for the most of this part. I would get into my own mind like 30 seconds a time, maybe a minute at a time. but I was doing things. You would see me doing things, but really my hands are doing things, but I'm really in another world. I would do the natural things just like normal, but I'm not using my natural knowledge for any of it because I'm really not there. I'm really not there. So that's how it went. But by 2019, I just remember this. There was this song by Prophet TB Joshua, the song that says, what does this song says? She sang one of the songs by Prophet TB Joshua. I sang along with her, and then I got the song. This one time I got the song. So, and I get to sing it like, you know, the way it should be sung. Because by this time, it's 2019, I was singing my own songs also, but for the most part, I was singing the songs in the synagogue to uh, to kind of train myself. And occasionally, I would sing my own. So this time, I sang along with her, and then when I got the song, I just remember this. I sang the song, and at the end of it, like I decided to record myself actually singing that song because I thought I got so good at it. So I decided to record it with my own voice so that I can like listen to my own voice singing it like that. And actually know that I actually know the words. I will not forget them. Like they are written somewhere in my spirit, like that. So that I did. People, as soon as I finished recording my voice on that song, the whole environment changed. I was slumped into some type of I was slumped into some type of deep sleep. And the next thing I saw, I'm seeing Evangelist Bose. It's a plane, an aeroplane. I'm seeing Evangelist Bose coming out of that plane, and the plane was coming from the UK. People was shocked. I was so shocked. I was extremely shocked. I was like, how did she get there? What was happening? But when God explained things, that's when I understood my war with the UK, my war with Queen Elizabeth, because I didn't really understand any of that. One like little by little, as events unfolded, I got to understand why I was fighting Queen Elizabeth in the first place at all. So, but that event right there, I was so shocked. It just shocked me. But fast forward from that, especially like towards the end of 2019 into 2020, especially in 2020, she was one of the evangelists that we discussed a lot with Prophet TB Joshua. Every time I connected to Prophet TB Joshua, uh, like we would discuss others, but she came up a lot because Prophet TB Joshua was asking, like, why you see, like others were anointed. I don't know now if they all came in the same group or what. Others were anointed. He was now asking why she was not, the reason why she was not being anointed like that. So, but then God said it wasn't her time. There was something else for her. So that kept to be the explanation for quite some time, for a while. That has been the explanation. So, and then sometime in towards the end of 2020, she came up again, uh, and the same question came up again. Why? And then God explained now what she had in God explained what He had in plan for her. And so this is also another answer for. There was a question. There was something. This video actually was supposed to present it way back in December. Way back in December, in the beginning of January, but I didn't. But yeah, that she her singing is so instrumental. The woman is anointed, and I remember this in 2019. There was this time you watch one of these clips about where I said the many wars with Queen Elizabeth. My many wars with Queen Elizabeth. You hear that I mentioned a college in Jamaica, a college. You would see that I mentioned a college in part of New York City called Jamaica. So when I saw those elite in that college, people from the UK, people across the world, the elite, I'm talking of billionaires here, I'm not even talking of millionaires, I'm talking of billionaires here, the elite. When I saw them there, I remember that was the time I was given that song. It's a song that if I it's a song that when I sing it, I need somebody on the phone with me to kind of um like when it's a song, it's a prayer song. So that song, when people pray for me, I would sing. They would just ask me to sing that song, and that's it. But then as I sing it, that's work for them because they have to undo everything by my neck. They have to deal with the voice itself not being able to come out of my mouth, out of my chest, and all that. And yeah, I remember that time. One day I called for the prayer line, and then and then the manifestation was this thing about singing, and then and then she came up like the demons are just afraid of her. Her singing, just the singing part of it, it's just that magnificent. It's of that magnitude, just the singing part of things. So imagine, I have never been to the Synagogue Church of All Nations, but this is the the magnitude of what you can get by just connecting with these evangelists. Just an evangelist, I'm not even talking about a prophet here. I'm not talking about Prophet TB Joshua. I'm talking about a regular evangelist here who just sings in the church. So she has not laid a hand on somebody yet to deliver. So, but the singing does a lot. So the singing just does a lot. It's something that I really cannot explain to what it has done to me. I couldn't even say my own name. It's a lot. But yeah, I just wanted to share that about Evangelist Bose. That woman's voice is anointed. Everybody who sings on that altar, their voices are anointed. But in this video, I am just talking about Evangelist Bose because she was the one I was given to talk about. But I'm talking about the history here of her when it comes to my case, the case of Maria the prophet. This is where I am coming from. And it wasn't only her, but she's the one that I was given to talk about now. And actually, not really now. This assignment I was supposed to have done it a while ago. But yeah, thank you again for listening. Thank you for and for her assignment. God has something for that woman in that Synagogue Church of All Nations, and you just wait and see. God has something for that woman. in that synagogue church of all nations. You just wait and see. I have discussed it with Prophet TB Joshua. Now, when I'm talking about the discussion with Prophet TB Joshua, this is not a discussion just a I don't, it's not something you really can understand. You have to be synced with him spiritually, but you also have to be, I don't even know. I don't know how to explain it, but it's that privilege that I have when it comes to the things of scorn, because I was under their prayer line every minute I was breathing. But also, I was lucky that I didn't get a chance to get to criticize the church or the man of God. And when I was thrown into this mix of being prayed for, I was at the point of death. So I don't know anything outside of that. But everything that had to be done, that I had to experience, that I had to know, they all have to happen to me physically, um, and spiritually. Like I have to see both sides of it. God just has designed it that way because of me asking, and where I'm coming from, and the covenant that He gave me. I like He gave me a privilege. He gave me some type of privilege. I ask, He does. I ask, He does. It doesn't matter what I ask, He does. So that's something that made me not to ask. I don't ask much. If I ask for anointing. I don't ask for anything because I don't know what He's going to go through. I don't know what He's going to do to get that done, because people have witnessed, like I've said before, I asked that He punished Prophet TB Joshua because I thought Prophet TB Joshua didn't want to pray for me. The prophecy didn't come to pass. And after that, I said no. But also, at some later stage, God then said to me that He was the only one, it was only Prophet TB Joshua that I was supposed to report to him. So I vowed right then. I said, not me anymore. I don't care what he does, I will not. So instead, when these things come up, because I got tired of attacks. I still got some time. There were times I just thought he just doesn't want to pray for me. I call the prayer lines and I ask the evangelist to report the case, and because I don't get any feedback, I say he just didn't want to pray for me. That's when I ended up in the meetings with God and Prophet TB Joshua himself. God explaining to me that it was not Prophet TB Joshua who did not want to pray for me, and then explained my case. People, what I heard, I couldn't really I understood the words, but for it to apply to me, I didn't understand it. Mm-mm. So it's something beyond human explanation. I guess you can tell by the events I'm talking about here. The events I'm talking about here, the magnitude is so much. It's not something I would just come out of my bedroom and come and sit here and tell you uh, the resurrection of Prophet TB Joshua, or baby Jesus, or uh, coronavirus will continue as long as you don't do this, or the tsunamis and the natural disasters will continue, or my war with all these people. These are people that I have. The natural person would almost go on their knees to talk to them because they are so rich, but these are the people that I have been fighting, and I don't. When I see them, I don't see them. I don't see the riches. It came to that point. It was like that in my life. Like I couldn't understand why I didn't have not so much respect, but I don't go on my knees for people for money. You would say it's an African type of thing, or maybe it's in something outside the United States, but there was another level of it when it came to me, but I didn't know. So now I'm thinking about it when I'm fighting all these people, and then God started to tell me the my past as to why things are the way they are in the present, and then he started to tell me about the events that happened in the past and explain them, because a lot of things have happened in the past that I can't really explain a lot. So and it's just now I get to like know about them, the exact explanations about them. Because I was always that type that always kept going, one event after the other, because I had to make a living, I had uh, to do this and that. So yeah, I just wanted to fill you in on Evangelist Bose as to probably this might even answer the question why she's in scorn. God has something for her in that place. When the time of God comes, you will know. Thank you again for watching. My name is Maria Shiwetha. I am Maria the Prophet. Thanks again. And you know, with the things of God, when God has something for you, He will talk to you directly. He might use somebody to be in the gap, but that information He will give it to you directly. If you get a prophecy from somebody, from a pastor, for example, God will still come and confirm those words to you yourself. So, yeah, I just wanted to fill you in on Evangelist Bose. This might even answer a question as to why she's still in scorn. You don't just go to scorn. And God has timelines on things. And yeah, I just happened to know about the case of Evangelist Bose, and I am just sharing with you. Thank you again for watching. Thank you for subscribing, and I will keep sharing.